Let's move on to the Daily Mail now. Nick, there's nothing worse than your family showing you up, is there?
I've always said that, Andrew. This is ex-MP Antoinette Sandbach threatens to sue Cambridge University, saying her privacy has been invaded after academics' award-winning research showed her ancestor made his fortune out of West Indies slave plantations. And that's such a long headline. It's basically the entire story. But what's happened is Malik Al-Nasir has published this research, and it's kind of embarrassed her, and more than embarrassed, really. It's kind of made her feel vulnerable because it says that she's tied to, historically, her family are tied to slavery. And, of course, the problem with that is, and she now is sort of vaguely threatening, can you take it down, And obviously, if you're a public figure, and the way activists are so rabid now on social media, of course you might want that to happen. But, of course, with academic freedom, I don't really see how that's practicable.
I think ultimately we're all related to some nasty pieces of work. If you go back far enough, there's no way that...
like my dad.
But there's that. So how... Well, I don't know your father, but, you know what I mean, though? I think it's a bit unfair to smear her just because she had...
Of course, I mean, when you go back that far, 400 years or whatever...
Wasn't everyone a bit of a wrong one?
Yeah, absolutely. But also, the number of ancestors you have sort of increases exponentially. So she might have the same name, but she's also got 1,000 other people
That's
part
true.
of her tree.
In fact, aren't we probably all related, if you go back far enough to her?
To what, so, I mean, it just becomes meaningless past a certain point.
Yes, exactly.
My ancestors are nice.
So, no, I did some research. You are related to Dr. Crippen.
Really?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Well, I condemn slavery, Andrew. Can I just say that she's also condemned slavery?
She's very brave.
She said it's appalling. And that is a tough stance to take.
Isn't that incredible that people feel the need to express their opposition to slavery? Because my default expectation is that everyone is opposed to slavery, right?
I'm going to be just for balance on the panel. I'm going to be pro-slavery and anti-nurse, just to provide a helpful balance.
Well, there was some... They're saying, the BBC is saying that she described it as abhorrent slavery, but she seemed to suggest there was a similarity between the treatment of African slaves and the treatment of Victorian housewives.
Just very quickly, how can she sue for this? Like, surely, if people want to sort of do some historical delving about someone's family, you can't sue them. If it's a fact, you can't sue them.
And that's probably the answer, is that she probably can't.
She probably can't, but she's going to try anyway. Well, good for her.
She appears to have threatened the election, it says, which is very, very...
And as he rightly says, you can't demand censorship on that.
No.